I have a confession to make. I didn't love Oshi No Ko's second season. It was by no means bad or a drag, but I just don't think it lived up to how amazing season 1 was. The Tokyo Blade arc felt more like a step away from the main plot than a continuation of it, in my opinion, and the expansion of the side character group drifted into why do we need to know this territory, especially compared to the high drama of the first season. Though this is all highly subjective, and there are still some moments in season 2 that I absolutely love. I bring this up because the third season of Oshi No Ko just concluded, and I am ready to make a bold claim. Not only do I think it was a return to form of sorts for the series, I think it may just be the best season of the anime yet. I don't say that lightly, and I want to point out a few key things that stood out to me when watching. What does season 3 of Oshi No Ko do to keep its high drama mystery firing on all cylinders? And how does that lift it above its already stellar predecessors? The single most important part of season 3 is the expansion of Ruby's character. Before now, Ruby was more of a minor character that acted as a foil to Aqua. She was cheerful, trusting, and idealistic. Even with her traumatic past life, it appeared as if she always looked to see the best in others. At the very end of season 2, though, she learned that her mother's killer is still alive, sending her down the same path of revenge that consumed Aqua for so long. Even with that setup, though, nothing could have prepared me for the role she played in season 3. Ruby is without a doubt the main character of this season, and the corruption of her mind turns her into the most interesting person on screen. She is ruthless and manipulative. That good-natured persona we've come to know her for turned into a mask in an instant. She's scary, something that would have been unthinkable before season 3. Her character is nuanced enough that we can feel how this evil is tearing at her soul, and she still naively wears a lot of her feelings on her sleeve. When Aqua reveals Ai's secret to the world, we feel the ramifications of that decision reverberate most through Ruby, the hurt and hate in her lethally sharp. In a story full of twisted and damaged people, none are as hard to watch as Ruby. The pinnacle of that comes in the season finale, where we get to see her past life laid out. Seeing the difficulties of her sickness and the way her mother pulled away is devastating, and we understand why Ruby can't let this go even in a new life. She lingers outside of her old home like a ghost, and the final blow of seeing her mom's new family is lethal. The way that the show uses this story to fully tie together Ruby and Aqua's past lives with their present realities in the movie production is seamless and spectacular, and the crowning moment for Ruby as a major piece of this anime. Now, earlier I mentioned how in season 2, I felt like the side characters actually detracted a bit from the story. In season 3, I think their deployment is much more effective. It mainly boils down to the impact they have on keeping the story moving forward. Season 2 did have some really moving side characters, but in season 3 it feels like their impacts are more tangible. Ichigo helps both Ruby and Aqua on their quests, and his return to Miyako and the agency is both moving and important to how things will shake out going forward. Maya is a classic Oshi No Ko commentary on the entertainment industry, but is equally important in how she's being manipulated by Ruby. It feels like all of the minor threads are feeding into the main story, rather than trailing off. I would say that Kana and Akane have slightly more minor roles this go around than in seasons past, but when they are in the spotlight, it feels more potent than ever. When both Ruby and Aqua are at peak scheming mode, it elevates those around them. Kana having her feelings toyed with, Akane trying to decipher and predict what Aqua is doing, even the way that Memcho supports everyone around her. It all flows seamlessly into itself, and makes this feel like a complex group of living and breathing relationships. Oshi No Ko is weird. Between the reincarnation and death and betrayal, there are idol concerts and teenage angst. I feel like Season 3 embraced this weirdness again fully. Look no further than Ruby and Aqua making up and revealing their past identities. We all remember how Ruby said she was in love with her doctor, but I'm sure like me, you were hoping, that once her twin brother was revealed as her former love, that would sort of fade away. Nah, Oshi No Ko does not roll like that, and at a certain point I have to respect it. But allow me to explain. It is weird and definitely f***ed up, but I do think that that's the point. I think that this anime is most interested in its characters and why they feel and act the way that they do. And someone with as traumatic as a past as Ruby, and as strong an attachment to Goro as she had, may still cling to that now that it's in front of her. That's as interesting as it is weird and wrong for a million different reasons. Though, to be clear, this all goes out the window if next season doesn't dig into this idea more. Another great example of the weirdness has to be the very ending of the season. So there's a weird child god who's ruling over your reincarnation and life. Why doesn't she come and join the movie? Truly, some things in this series will never be explored like this again. Overall, this season really embraced the balance between the wacky and the thoughtful in a way that felt like a final evolution of this formula, entertaining in its most pure form. There's one more thing I want to talk about in Season 3. The music selections in this season are the best so far, and it's not a debate for me. The concert in the first episode is awesome. The proper OP for the season is an unbelievable blend of visuals and music, and the ED rocked. But what I really think took this to the next level was the general scoring in each episode. The orchestral music was just perfect for every dramatic scene, from Aqua's realization that his mother's killer is still alive, to the reveal of Ai's secret, to Ruby's past life segment. I'm begging you, go to episode 10 of the season and go to 19 minutes and 24 seconds. This orchestral score is so amazing, and takes a simple montage and turns it into something that gives me chills each of the 10 times I've watched it just writing this part of the script. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember scoring this good in the previous 2 seasons. Oshi No Ko Season 3 blew my expectations out of the water. Quietly, I never really thought anything would top that first season, especially that opening episode. But slowly, as this season built up momentum and emotional impact through its episodes, I found myself becoming more and more excited to hit the play button each week. By the time that finale came out, Season 3 was at a crescendo of all of the things that made the show so great in the first place. The drama, the mystery, the weirdness, the humor, all of it was as alive as it ever felt. I understand that a lot of manga readers are braced for impact for the final season, but as someone who just watches the anime, I couldn't ask for anything more from this entry. Oshi No Ko's 3rd season, in my opinion, is the best we've seen yet. And that ends today's video. I hope you enjoyed, and even if you disagree with me, that some of my points made you think or appreciate this season more. If you think I missed anything, or if you want to tell me why I'm wrong, let me know below. I'd love to hear why, and I'll reply to as many comments as I can. If you liked the video today, and like video essays about all things anime, liking and subscribing helps a ton and will keep you in the loop, as does hitting the hype button on the mobile app. As always, I'm Slam Anime, and I'll see you next time.